who Steve Case is, you probably don't spend a lot of time in the world of entrepreneurship and venture capital because he's a famous guy. Steve founded AOL. Everybody knows who AOL was. And then he went on and he was the one of the leaders at Time Warner. He is an entrepreneur's entrepreneur. He's a gentleman that has a passion for startups and has a passion for making sure that the United States is a place that is entrepreneurial. And that's exactly what we've been talking about in Albuquerque during my time as your mayor, with Gary Opedal as our economic development director, but most importantly with smart, talented, energetic, driven people like the folks that we have here with us today. So I'm on the phone with Steve, and Steve is informing me that we have been selected as a city of Albuquerque as a Rise of the Rest city. So what does that mean? That means a couple of things. It's very exciting opportunities for some of our local startups, and Gary's going to tell you a little bit about that in a minute. But what it means is that somebody outside of Albuquerque, somebody very smart, somebody very entrepreneurial, has decided that 75% of all the venture capital shouldn't just go to 3 cities anymore. If you look at what happens with entrepreneurship in America, 75% of venture capital goes to California, New York, and Massachusetts. Well, that's great. Good for them, good stuff. But there is a big and talented country out here. So what Steve and his team have done, and what they're doing, is they're going around the country and they were looking for cities that they believe can be hotbeds of entrepreneurial excellence. And Albuquerque has been chosen. We are in their second cohort since 2014, when Steve started this. He has invested over $2 million in 20 startups across the United States. He's been in New York State, he's been in Michigan, he's been in Georgia, he's been in Virginia. Now he's picking his next cohorts, and the cities that he chose and he and his team chose are Denver, Phoenix, big cities, Salt Lake City, Albuquerque, Omaha, and Lincoln Metro in the state of Nebraska, not too far from where I grew up. Grew up in a little farm town not too far from those 2 cities. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal for a couple of reasons. It means that we're being recognized for the efforts here by the people behind me, Gary and his team. We're going to South by Southwest. We're winning awards. Charles is here. He was a Startup of the Year last year at South by Southwest. Our people are making a splash. They're bringing venture capital here. We've all heard about Andy Lim and Lavu. We're hearing about Scorpios with their chip. We're hearing about lots of things. But it all comes down to one thing. We want Albuquerque to be the most entrepreneurial city in America for opportunities for people. We have all the parts and pieces to do that. We do more science per capita than almost anywhere in the world. We have a $1 billion arts economy. We have talented, driven people. They are making a difference. We have world-class products coming out of our city. We have a research university here. We've got Socorro down the street. We've got 2 national labs, third one up the road. It's a great place to be. So this is an exciting announcement. And Gary, you want to come up and tell them how the process is going to work? Long and the short of it is there's going to be a $100,000 prize. It's a competition. And I want Gary to tell you a little bit more about it. This is Steve's new book called The Third Wave, An Entrepreneur's Vision of the Future. So we are thrilled to be a Rise of the Rest city, along with some other wonderful communities in our country. And it's a testament to us. And particularly, it's a testament to you. And I'm happy and proud to be your mayor. So Gary, you want to talk about it a little bit?
Sure. And Steve Case's book refers to the Rise of the Rest in partnerships, policy, and perseverance. And I will tell you that the partnership that the city has with entrepreneurs has taken a whole new level. And we've doing that by building a platform that people can really start just really contributing their own apps and their own ideas for, and make it a lot easier. And that's the key. Is we've always had big ideas, right? We invented the computer here. We invented, Microsoft was started here. Smokey the Bear and breakfast burritos even, right? And the world would be nowhere without that. But we've always had big ideas, but how do we translate those ideas into commercial products? And that's what these folks are doing, and this is what we're being recognized for now. Because that innovation doesn't happen without those partnerships, policies, and perseverance. And we've got a mayor now who is perseveres every day, talking about how do we keep them safe and help them succeed. And on the help them succeed part, this is a big part of it. So we're just honored to be named as one of the Rise of the Rest. This is a place where, you know, if you try to go to Boston or Austin or the Bay Area and you try to start a business, you try to meet the people you need to meet, it's going to be very difficult. In our city, you can meet anyone you need to meet in a couple of weeks. And we all know each other, we all support each other, and everyone here will help you. And that's different. And it's a product of our rich culture, our diversity, and all the great things that make us Albuquerque. And we couldn't be more proud of that and this Rise of the Rest designation.
You want to introduce some of the folks?
Sure. Well, I mean,
Got the list here, but let's hear from you all. Let's hear. Just kick us off, Lisa.
Oh, lovely.
Lisa Abeda, kick it off.
I'm standing on the end next time.
I'm
Lisa Abeda, and I'm the founder and CEO of App City Life, and we make it possible for cities to be able to create mobile apps for citizens affordably and without knowing how to code, and then share those solutions with other cities around the world so that you can scale innovation in tech across the country and across the world, and get those innovative solutions out into the public. And it's been a privilege to start our company here, and it's been a privilege to have the kind of mayor and administration behind us that has allowed us to grow the kind of tech company that we have here, and still be able to have the reach of the rest of the world, but the technical skills and the tight, supportive community that we have in Albuquerque. So it's exciting to see something like Rise of the Rest come to Albuquerque and prove that we are beginning to get the awareness from the rest of the world that we've known has been the potential here all along.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yes.
Thanks, Lisa. Jump up.
Okay.
It's an open mic night.
Yeah,
You're down
okay.
on the mayor's office.
I can't stand behind the podium because I'm too short.
Have that
So
done.
it's totally true.
I
So my name is Crystal Ciarza. I'm the owner and CEO of Ciarza Social Digital, and I've had the privilege of actually telling the stories of the startups, many of which are actually behind me today. It's been really exciting to see the ecosystem go from the bottom to the top to where it is now. And most importantly, we've had not only award-winning startups that we've had the privilege of telling their story, but we've seen some of these are very much our closest friends. And we've become a really great collaborative community that has really disrupted the ways that entrepreneurial ecosystems are typically built. So it's really exciting to see somebody so high profile like Steve Case to consider us as a part of this project, because ideally sometimes cities like us get very underseen, and so it's a phenomenal privilege to see these individuals, and if anything, it's a testament to the hard work that a lot of these startups, including our team at Ciarza Social Digital, it's a testament to how hard we've worked to really build a really great ecosystem here. So
Thanks.
thanks.
Keep it going. This was awesome.
Hi everyone, I'm Trish Lopez. I'm the CEO, founder of Teen Years. Teen Years are tech-savvy teens who help seniors or any age person with their devices, like cell phones, tablets, and computers. Our goal is to empower seniors to connect with their loved ones and engage with their communities and the world through technology. What it means to me to have someone like Steve Case coming out, as a person who never aspired to be an entrepreneur, this is just an idea I had that's gotten a lot of traction and I'm really grateful for because of the community we have in Albuquerque. It speaks honestly for me, growing up in Belen, to the fact that we are not just getting recognized for our child abuse rates, our child poverty, our many, many other social concerns that concern me very much as a parent. So I'm excited to have this community. I'm excited to have the support of people like these guys here.
Hi, I'm Michelle Urbon, the CEO of Pressure Analysis Company, and we make impact detecting skull caps for athletes in contact sports. We recently worked with the Duke City Gladiators, which is the indoor football team here in Albuquerque, and we went through our first test and we validated our product. And now our next step is to be able to manufacture these skull caps and develop the software app. And it was so exciting to me that I was able to find everything that I needed here in Albuquerque and in the state. So I don't even have to go out of state to do any of my manufacturing or anything. And that's another testament to the support that I've had as an entrepreneur here in Albuquerque. I went through the ABQID Accelerator program. I've taken a part of the NMSBA grants for technical assistance, which has been a huge help. There's just so many resources here that have helped me get further along in such a short period of time. So I'm really grateful to be here, and thank you for the invitation.
Sure.
Charles.
Charlie or Charles?
I'm Charlie. We'll go Charles to Charlie.
Hi, I'm Charles Ashley III, President, co-founder, Cultivating Coders. What we do at Cultivating Coders is we decided that we would tackle underserved areas, misrepresented, whatnot, and take our coding boot camps out to these areas. Now we pretty much know what our program is. The coding is just an aspect. We're more of a social impact program. We provide financial literacy. These are communities that most times the people don't even have a bank statement. They don't know what direct deposit is. We do networking and how to sell yourself, entrepreneurial type of stuff. And then we do life coaching and life skills, because at the end of the day, the target, the group that we go after, these are people that typically dropped out of school or had personal situations where they don't have the opportunity to go and take a coding program. And then with that, we don't charge. We go out there ourselves at Cultivating Coders, and we find the funding for these students so they can go through our 8-week course, learn mean stack, so they come out as junior developers. We provide them with a laptop, because we take for granted every day that everyone has a laptop or a tablet because you're playing on it every day, but you don't. So we give you a vehicle for success. So when you graduate, you have something more when we leave. And we build out projects during that time, 3 projects for our classes we'll build out that will help the community. We don't do personal portfolio things, because we feel if you can build something for your community, it can last longer. It's going to have a greater impact than us just building out like a Pokemon Go app or something like that. So we do things so when we leave that they're doing it themselves, and we're not having to go back and double back and circle back and say, well, what can we do for your community now? We teach them how to fish, and then we move on to the next area. I'm proud and happy to say that the mayor and Gary and Eric and people have been very supportive in Albuquerque. We've been up in Farmington. We're about to graduate our first high school class in Shiprock. They learned complete mean stack, which is remarkable when you really think about it. So we know the model works. We're out in Gallup, Santa Fe next year. I think we're going to be in Deming. So our 2016 is booked out. 2017 is almost booked out. And then I'm very excited to launch our mobile app development class that we're going to do. And you know what, Mayor? I'm going to do you a favor.
Okay.
I'm going to open up my own shop right here in Albuquerque.
Are you?
And not travel around. So we will have the only mobile app development boot camp in this region.
That's
and it's
awesome,
going to be
man.
pretty awesome. So
Way to go,
so
man.
look out for it. So,
Thank you.
but that's what we do.
Thank you. Charlie?
Thank you. My name is Charlie Wissoff. I'm the founder and CEO of Sidnet. Sidnet is a new online network for community action for people looking to organize better in the community to make a social impact in the community. What we're really trying to do is help people move away from the complaining, griping, cat sharing mentality that's so often in the online space to a framework of how do we actually get things done? How can we, if you care about an issue, make a real impact in the community? And we just piloted our beta platform in December. We just broke the 1,000 beta user mark. We have a first confirmed contract and a second pending contract. And we're seeing some awesome things in Albuquerque. Over 100 community action plans have been created. People have posted 200 different opportunities to get involved. It's really amazing seeing all the different projects going on in the city and how people are really making impact and being able to create a space for people to do that and have more capacity to do those things. And I'm so thankful for the opportunities that Albuquerque has provided. I don't know any other city where you'd go to the entrepreneurial open office hours and Gary Opedal, the head of economic development, would be there and you could talk to him. I don't know any other city that has people like Eric Rents Whitmore, who is the opposite of a gatekeeper. I mean, so many communities have gatekeepers, but these people who are willing to connect you with the right people, willing to help you make the connections that you need to thrive and to strive in this space, because it is very tough to do a startup. I think all of us know that, and it's great having the support to feel like you can succeed. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Aaron Estrada, the CEO of Metapipe. Metapipe makes it easy for visual effects and animation artists to get access to the cloud. So we basically take expensive on-premise hardware and software, we move it all up to the cloud, and we allow artists and animators to pay for it as they go rather than all up front. So we're in the summer 2016 cohort at ABQID. It's been very, very helpful for us to get off the ground because we've been struggling for months to get traction. And we just gotta get serious about this, pull the Band-Aid off and go full time. So we applied to ABQID. That gave us the confidence once we were accepted to start working on it full time. My brother and co-founder. He's my business partner. He is working on it full time. I'm not on it full time yet, but we're getting pretty good traction so far. He's at SIGGRAPH this week talking to a lot of our alliance partners, the software partners that we're working with, and also interviewing potential clients. And we have some early adopter clients. We're basically trying to build this thing as quick as we can because people are interested in using it, and it's just a matter of getting it in their hands quickly. So yeah, ABQ ID has been a great opportunity for us. I'd like to thank the city for setting that up and coordinating that public-private partnership. It's so complicated, but I'm sure somebody here could explain it to you. And we're going to have our demo day with ABQ ID in August 26th. So if you want to see us do our pitch and see how we're going to change the rules of digital filmmaking to give the little guy a chance against the big guys and let small ninja teams of animators kind of build awesome teams that can compete with the biggest studios on the planet, come out and see our pitch.
Great. Anybody else? All right, just do the Mr. Innovate ABQ.
I'm Danny Dietz. I'm the project manager for Innovate ABQ, and we're a startup ourselves, me and my board of directors, which includes Mayor Berry here. But we're working hard to build a physical space for these young startups to call home, which is a major component in keeping these groups here in Albuquerque. And the community has been overwhelmingly supportive of our efforts. We've broken ground on the first phase of our project, which is a very exciting development. And we're hoping within the next few years, this will be the place for these startups to come and call home and stay here in Albuquerque. So we're excited to be a part of this all. And this Rise of the Rest is just a testament to the amount of work that we've put in over the last several years in making this place an excellent place for entrepreneurs. So.
Okay. And we went from 0 accelerators to 6 in Albuquerque over the last couple of years. ABQ ID is one. You want to say a couple of words? Pitch it.
Happy
Second.
to. So ABQ ID is New Mexico's first venture-backed accelerator, and we've invested in 29 companies so far. They've gone on to raise over $5 million. So we're really excited about this opportunity. We're going to tell all of our teams about Rise of the Rest, and really appreciate the support of the city of Albuquerque.
So I think it's evident that we've really got it going on in Albuquerque right now, and it's a testament to our community. We're being very intentional. I want to thank our city councilors who have made some of these investments alongside of us. They are the appropriators, and they have to put the money out towards this. So we want to say thanks to the council, thanks to all the private sector partners, and just thanks for this ecosystem leadership that we have in the community. For this to succeed, you have to give away your talents to others for free. You have to help the person in line behind you, and you have to lift them up for really nothing other than the joy of lifting them up. And then that creates this virtuous cycle that you're starting to see in Albuquerque, and this flywheel of good things happening. And listen, look at all the things you heard. So you got tech, you got science, you got social interaction, you've got social mobility, you've got, this isn't just about making a buck. It's about helping your brothers and sisters in your community. So and I'll tell you all, I had the mayor. I won't say which mayor, but it was let's just pick one of the two major Silicon Valley cities that you can think of. Which two come to mind? Okay, one of those two mayors. I don't want to attribute to him because he may get mad. He came up to me at one of our mayor's meetings and he said, "I don't know what you're doing in Albuquerque, but you guys are the big buzz around the country right now." Well, this is what we're doing. You are what we're doing, and I appreciate you every day, and just keep coaching us on how we can help you, because Albuquerque is a great place. So let's not forget, there's a $100,000 competition. Gary, where do people go? If you're watching this and you have an idea for a business, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to compete for this $100,000,
Go to the Rise of the Rest road trip website.
so this website right here, the Rise of the Rest road trip, go there.
October 6th.
Say what?
It's October 6th is their train
Come over,
stop.
come over and tell the story.
Right? October 6th, they'll be here right in the middle of the Balloon Fiesta, which is a great time. We've got the whole world's watching us anyway, and they're going to come through on their tour and talk about all the reasons why Albuquerque was picked and give us that national attention, as Mayor said, that we all deserve. Sometimes we get attention for trying to attract Fortune 500 companies here, but right here behind you, you see the next Fortune 500 companies. And the support for those and investing in ourselves is what this mayor and this administration is all about.
So go on the website, pitch.
Yep.
right? All right, thanks for coming. Thank you, everybody, for
Quick
being
question.
here.
How many
Yeah.
companies
Yep.
do you think that 100,000 will be split among? Is it one company? Is it?
I don't know. I didn't. Steve didn't mention that.
One company gets the prize,
Okay.
but we'll pitch probably a dozen. Yeah.
And we just had a similar situation to that when we had Village Capital came into town last year and talked about water energy nexus. We had some of the best companies in the country come here and pitch. You'll be surprised at the quality of companies that you have in Albuquerque, and somebody's going to walk away with that $100,000, which for a startup, that's a tremendous amount of capital. So.